Hello, and welcome back from wherever you are, because you're here now. And so, hi. You are listening to Nerdgasm Noir Network presents Smut Book Club. Joining me today are our co-hosts, Dee and Tiffany. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Tiffany says hello. And
wait, can you hear me?
There we go. You like muted yourself immediately after I said say hello.
Sorry.
How are y'all feeling right now? Today, this evening, this morning, this afternoon?
I'm pin curling my hair, so you may hear some rustling in the background. I'm a multitasking queen.
I love it.
I'm getting over being sick, so you may hear some hacking in the background. That's not me multitasking, that's me trying not to die.
Oh.
And I don't have any weird sounds. So there we go. Welcome to this episode. We are going to.
Congratulations.
I mean, thank you. I was waiting for it. I do like to be validated. And I also like for my parking to be validated as well. I do think it's weird that places do that. Just have a parking lot. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that wasn't about anything. But
that we're getting off track early.
Started, really.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of starting it, and then I interrupted my own self. That's an accomplishment. You know what else is an accomplishment? Beverly freaking Jenkins, the GOAT. So, as you recall, during our last pitch war, the one before last, Beverly Jenkins' Wild Rain won. I don't know that she had much of a fight, to be honest. Because with this Beverly Jenkins, and maybe we'll do a pitch war where we pitch different Beverly Jenkins books, because this isn't the last time we're going to talk about a Beverly Jenkins book. Just prepare yourself for that.
I like that.
I would like to too. She has so many that you could almost do multiple. I'm surprised there hasn't been a
like a March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have did that.
I would love to do it with her, because she has so many series and so many families that she's come back to, that she has. I'm just in awe. I can't wait for her next historical to come out. It feels like forever. It's probably only been 2 years.
She gonna release a new one?
I need her to. I just don't know when.
Oh.
But she has so many in the back catalog that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's plenty to read.
Plenty to go back to.
Plenty.
So this one, though, is Wild Rain. It is definitely a departure from her usual, because it is the first time that we get a Beverly Jenkins woman character on the cover in some pants, girl. Pants.
She is in some pants.
And I love it. So Wild Rain, to catch people up, is about forgive me because I forget. I know it's one of the Fontaine sisters. She marries Spring, because that's the lead lady's name.
Reagan Fontaine
marries Spring's brother,
Colton Lee.
Now, when
I think I have that book. Is that the one that I have? Hold on. I'm sorry. Keep going. Don't hold on. Keep going. Keep explaining. I'm stepping away for a second. And
so Reagan, as some of you might remember, is the stepdaughter of the dude who passed, who said, "Fuck passing, I want her," and it's a whole complicated story. You guys can read it later. But this one is called Wild Rain. I bring up Reagan because she is married to Spring's brother. Now, when we first met Spring, I thought she was a lesbian. I'll be very honest about that. I was only mildly disappointed that she wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know that I want to read a historical female romance from Beverly Jenkins. I think I'm used to her in a certain mode.
You don't think she could do it?
No, she could do anything. Do I think she can do it? Wait. I don't know.
It's okay to admit that to yourself.
I don't think I love her, but it's not anything lacking on her part that, like, oh, you can't write a female romance. You're a bad. No, that's not even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am
No,
inside of my head. Oh,
it's one of those things where she isn't trying to do a thing that she is because I think part of the problem when people try to do like male or female romances is they're doing it not because they actually care about the stories, but because they're like, oh, this is what people like. They're following a trend.
mm-hmm,
And I don't think
mm-hmm.
Beverly Jenkins would do that. I think when Beverly Jenkins writes that story, it's because she wants to write that story.
Yeah, and it Spring honestly would have been a stereotypical lesbian. It's a big calamity, Jane.
Yes.
Gosh, yes.
I
Thank
will
you.
say, I will use this opportunity to shit talk another author though, because there is an author who has not done female before who is doing it now.
Ooh.
The savior of romance, Jasmine.
Oh God. Ugh.
Jasmine. Who?
Gilroy.
Gilroy.
The lady who
Oh.
invented Black romance.
Yeah, the Beyonce of
No, that's Kennedy
That's
Ryan.
Kitty Ryan.
Oh, you're right.
And again, I feel so bad because I went so hard on that thread. I was too ashamed to try to ask for an advanced reader's copy of Can't Get Enough. I was like, girl, I didn't mean that you suck. I just meant you not Beyonce. Can you please give me a copy of your book, please?
And go delete the post.
I was too loud. I went too hard. I was on multiple posts. I was in people's comments.
Too many to delete.
We need to delete. So I'm gonna just wait. But I did not have to wait. See how I did that for Wild Ray. So I'm gonna read the synopsis. A reporter has come to Wyoming to do a story on doctors for his Black newspaper back east. Capital B on the Black, love it. He thinks Colton Lee will be an interesting subject until he meets Colton's sister, Spring. She runs her own ranch, wears denim pants instead of dresses, and is the most fascinating woman he's ever met. But Spring, who has overcome a raucous and scandalous past, isn't looking for, nor does she want love. As their attraction grows, will their differences come between them or unite them for an everlasting love? Spoiler alert, it's the latter.
Just so you know.
Think about this book is like from the first opening, it's like, okay, y'all two are gonna be together. What exactly are y'all doing right now? Like, why are we dragging this out? And I know like that's the point of the book, but I felt like from like the minute that they were on page, it was very, I don't like you. But yeah,
Okay, quick question. You did audiobook, right?
yes.
So I think the audiobook, because I also thought the same thing when I was listening to the audiobook, because I was flipping back and forth. When I was reading the book, like reading the words, I was like, oh, I see, like they don't really know each other. She's like, I just found this nigga off the street. We're like, what the fuck? Right? But like listening to the audiobook in contrast, all of it feels very much like, oh, this person is instantly intriguing. I think the voice makes you go, oh, these two are definitely gonna fall in love. 100%.
Yeah. It was almost like insta love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get a different vibe. I read the ebook. I got a whole different vibe.
When you read it on paper, you're like, girl, this is a strange man in your house. You are having the correct reaction.
Because it was so natural. I think when like listen to the audiobook, it doesn't sound like two strangers meeting.
Right.
It sounded like this is something that she does every day and he's used to being picked up on the side of the road.
Yeah, nah, that's it. And that is interesting because I never thought that the audiobook could change a vibe of a book. But it is like when they meet, she's not, I think she does just, I don't know. I don't know that she picks up niggas off the side of the road every day, but
no.
she would not, if she saw somebody just out there abandoned, she's like, well, I'm not an asshole.
It was, and I think it was specifically because like he was out in the snow, he was injured, like she had seen the horse first, so she knew, like she saw the horse first, so she was like, okay, clearly somebody is out here in these woods that shouldn't be in these woods without their horse. And then she comes upon an injured man and she's like, okay, so this is what This is what happened. It makes logical sense. Get in the cart. Let's go, because you'll die out here, because it's Wyoming in the middle of winter, right? But like listening to it in the audiobook, it sounds like, hey, I picked you up off the street, but just in case, don't get crazy because I will shoot you. But she says it in a much nicer, it sounds much nicer in the audiobook than when I go back and read it in the book. So when I go back and read it in the book, I read it in my personal voice, which is, I just saved your life. Don't make me take it, because I will do it.
I will do it. And Spring will. And the book also, you can see her being kind of annoyed by the fit, like the fact that he even piques her curiosity.
Why are you looking at me, nigga?
Like, stop looking at me. Okay, but keep looking at me. But don't keep looking at me. Or like,
that's exactly it. What are you looking at me for? Stop. What are you doing? God.
And then like it's all he asked a bunch of questions, and she's like, "Fuck these questions." Okay, well, you can ask me like 2 more questions, but then I'm gonna ask you some questions. And then she finds him fascinating. She's like, "Why do I find this regular reporter,
regular schmegular ass nigga?
He can't ride no horses and shit. Like this man ain't gonna survive no winters, but I likes him.
I likes him.
This story is so, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's definitely a different thing. And I think part of the reason that I enjoyed it a lot was because of the differences that I see. Because when she does try every now and again, she'll like go outside of the formula. Especially as time has gone on, her heroines have evolved.
This was a very progressive, like, from what I usually read in historicals, she was a very progressive heroine.
Yeah.
Well, I liked her the thing about this book is I like both of the main characters, because I like the fact that she was just like she is a main character. She was like, I'm not really a lady, like I'm not fancy. I'm just like a regular person. I like my peace. I like my farm. I like my this. I like my that. And I will pull a gun on a nigga in a heartbeat, which I very much appreciated. But then I also like that he was like, no, I'm not doing this because I think you're some sort of dainty lady. I understand that that's not what you want to be, but this is just my way of showing respect to you, because I do think you deserve respect. And I appreciated it. Like, it wasn't like I'm trying to make you into like a proper woman. It's like, no, I'm just trying to show my respect for you. This is why I do these things. Like, I don't have to do these things, but I like to do it because, I respect you and your opinion and this, that, and the other. And I appreciate the people around her being like, does it hurt you for him to open up a door for you? No. Well, then let him open up the door.
Like, bitch, you gonna be okay? Beverly also does really good with nosy ass, small town ass people who are just like,
what's the goddaddy's name who was telling everybody's business? Odell saw him at the house and immediately told everybody in town.
He was like, wait, I smell bacon.
Spring got a nigga at her house. Spring got a nigga at her house.
You can just imagine this old man running from door to door. Like, yo,
Spring got a man. Spring got a man. Spring got a man.
Everybody like around her is very accepting of their relationship too. Like, it's not kind of judgy and awkward. And the sister telling her, like, if this is what you want, take joy where you can. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of hand wringing.
Which honestly, I think is good. And I think also it helped establish like the bad guys, like what's his face? Matt.
Was it McKay?
McKay.
Matt.
No, McCall was, or the McCall or McKay was was the main dude. Matt McCray. Matt, was it Matt? I want to say Matheson, but I think I'm just
his
alliterating.
Name is, I think it's Matt Ketchum.
Ketchum, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so I'm going to read this one part because again, this is old school Beverly Jenkins would never have written this passage. Okay. Matt boasted in a loud voice, "Boys, she didn't complain about my stench when she was on her knees sucking my dick." "Yeah, I did," she countered coldly. "I've sucked ryegrass straws with more girth than you've got."
Yeah, no,
Now,
I did notice the stark difference in dialogue. I was like, oh, Beverly.
I ain't never seen her write dick book like before. And like not in no night song, not no jewel, not no
Be-
indigo.
Beverly, we're
Oh my
getting
gosh.
vulgar. Okay, I'm here for this.
I said, okay,
Like
girl.
this book was spicy.
Yes, that
Like
was the thing
very.
that threw me off.
Yes,
I
it
was
did.
because Beverly loves a good fade to black. She likes to get to a certain point and then keep it cute, right? And this one was more than that. And I was like, wait a minute.
He went all in.
This is new. I like this.
When was this published?
I feel like this is
Last
her
year.
latest one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not last year, fairly close.
It was published in, I can tell you in like 2 seconds.
Women Who Dare.
The Women Who Did. And that's another thing
2021.
that she does. 2021. Yep. I think, has it been 4? Okay, you know what? Nope. I'm not going to yell at her. I've been fed. She's made enough that I just worry when we get to the announcement of, well, girl,
No more books.
I'm not writing no more. That's it. You done got like 50 books out of me. I've been reading her since I was a high schooler. And I'm 40.
Nah, she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that.
Girl, just keep doing it. Just keep writing. I don't care. Because what she does with these series that is brilliant is the Women Who Dare series, like that this is a part of. It's not like it's not all the same thing. It's not on the same families. So she takes different families and she puts them in different groups now.
You have to read everything.
You have to read everything. It is tricky because the first Woman Who's There was not Reagan. Reagan was, her book was a minute ago. And then she came back to Spring. I said, oh, okay. Okay, we're back.
Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the Women Who Dare series. Beverly Jenkins.
Read her out of order. That's how I ended up reading her out of orders, because you don't necessarily go look up. I think I didn't necessarily go look up the series. I looked up the character, like, oh, I'm pretty sure this person is gonna have a book. And then you end up smack dab in the middle of like
a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Which, and this is why I do need somebody to really get to the nuggets of this. And I'm sure somebody has on a graphic with all the families. Because there is a way to do that and you won't miss out on anything. But it's literally just best to read her books as they come.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be a scholar, which I'm a fan being a scholar. Wait, so her last one came out in 2022. Not that one, sorry.
The Women Who Dare, the first one in Women Who Dare was Rebel. That was with Belinda Lacey.
Oh, and I think that one had a sorry, let's close the door, lady. But that one had a gay man in it.
Possibly.
It was very subtle. It wasn't subtle. He was gay. But
no, it wasn't subtle. He was gay.
I gotta remember that just because they're not fucking doesn't mean it's subtle. Like my definition of subtle is different. He was acknowledged as a homosexual.
That's funny.
Or, oh wait, you know what? No, that's right. Is this the right one? One of her books had a homosexual in it. I think it was this one. I feel like it was Rebel. But Rebel also has a Lavac because we are never far from them.
Yeah.
Those French
like the dominant thread.
Yeah. They will be around.
Also, just so you guys know, I did end up making a page bound.
You did what?
I made a page bound account.
Yes.
The book club?
No, I just made a personal one just so that I could figure out how it works. Because if we can make we can make lists. We can create lists, bitch. We're creating lists.
Oh,
All right,
God.
so breaking news, urgent alerts.
Sorry
We
to
are
you
all
all.
going to be on page bound. Wait, well, I'll let Tiffany make up her own mind.
Tiffany did not say she was doing that.
I know, that's why I was like, I forgot. This isn't like, something that would be on an HBO documentary. But I know I'm on a tangent, but here it goes. You heard it here first. At some point, podcasts are going to have their own behind the scenes documentary about crime, about the crime that happened because of the podcast or between the podcasts.
Gosh.
We're already getting influencers.
Oh my gosh. I don't want us to go off on a tangent, but I watched one that was deeply disturbing. So yeah.
The Ruby Frank one.
No, it's like a kid influencer one.
Oh, I haven't started that.
The kid influencer ones make me so sad. Them babies, they
Oh
don't
my
let them
gosh.
babies be babies.
I
Also,
They
I
don't get
literally want
paid.
to go and
why you
beat
got
this
them babies?
mom's ass.
Why
Like
you got
I'm
babies
ready
doing
to fight her.
cameos? That don't make no sense.
It's worse than that. Like it's so much worse than that. Oh,
I
so
believe
yeah.
it.
I don't know that I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna watch it. But yeah. So back to Spree and McCray. One thing that I liked that isn't always done is that Spring ain't want kids. That's not the life she wanted. And usually when that happens in a book, by the end of the story, miraculously,
she want a baby.
She want a baby and she is pregnant. That is not what happens in this book. She said, I don't want one. He was like, let me think about it. Because again, it's realistic. Like he's like, I don't think that McCray ever had super strong feelings about kids. Unless I'm forgetting him. But they were able to talk about it in a reasonable adult way and be together. And I was like, that is cool. Congrats on not forcing her to have some kids. Sometimes you just want to be an auntie. And that's how Spring needed. She said, I got these kids over here. When I want to see them, I got to go, get a horse, go about 20 minutes, maybe more in the mud. And then I get my fill and I go home.
Go on back to your peaceful house.
Love it for her. Go ahead.
I think the thing I like about all of Bev's historical is the way she gives us insight into kind of the lives of like Black people post freedom.
Yes.
Like one of the things she mentioned here was like the schism between people like born free Blacks versus free Blacks. Which is something I knew existed, but hearing about it like in that time, in that place, and how it actually played out, I think was interesting. Just to think about having to navigate that, because Black people, we're very insular and we have our own hierarchies. And so I had actually asked someone, or I had posted on Blue Sky a couple weeks ago after I watched the W.E.B. Du Bois thing. Does the talented 10th still exist? And if so, like where are they? What does it look like in 2025 versus what it would look like in the late 1800s when this book is
I still think it's politicking niggas. I really do.
Like, are they like this? Because like, and I don't necessarily think of like the talented 10th as the Jack and Jill Blacks.
Right.
Like, I feel like those are still kind of two, like the talented 10th are going to be the people that Bev is talking about in this book. People, like she mentions a family that had been free since the Revolutionary War. So kind of like the way the white people think of old money as like, well, my family came here on the Mayflower. Like, that's their line of I guess lineage. Like that's the lineage that counts for them. So I thought that was interesting.
I think they definitely exist, but I also think there's definitely a whole lot of hiding the people in their history that were enslaved. So I think we're at a point now that like no matter what, somebody is going to be in, because like no matter what, somebody is going to be enslaved in your ancestry. Because I feel like at some point, even on my dad's side of the family, my aunt had found like a line of our family that was like free people all the way up to the Revolutionary War, right? But that was like one branch of people, and then the rest of them niggas were slaves. So like, I think it's, I think the people who are able to hold on to that information are doing a whole lot of ignoring the other parts of their family, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that they exist. But I will say, yes, I did appreciate that about this book, because even when McCoy was talking about, like, he was like, yeah, you know, I used to be a slave, you know,
Yeah.
so did my parents. My dad, because of his job, because of what he did while we were enslaved, he was in a good position. But now that we are free people and we have been enslaved, he's in a different position and he's trying to make his way in there. But like, it's different. It's a whole different ball game we have to work with now.
What upwardly mobile looked like for Black people at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, which is something that people that gets on purpose. Like, post-slavery, Black people, we built schools, we built communities, banks. We were
Mm-hmm.
a self-sufficient people. Um, we built colleges. Like, I counted in Alabama, I counted up the number of HBCUs, and I went and looked at when they were founded, and they were all founded before the end of the 1800s. And we
Mm-hmm.
have Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Tuskegee, Talladega, Miles College, and Stillman. So there's like 6 colleges in deep South, Black ass Alabama, that were all founded, you know, a couple of decades after slavery, that all still exists to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we've always had ability
Yeah,
to make things happen.
it's just when we do too good, white people get upset and then they blow our shit up.
Right. So, yeah, that's I just feel like that's a good reminder in times like these that we can always make a way out of no way.
So, sorry. I guess I do have a bit of runny nose, so you may hear me sniff a bunch.
So you lied?
I did lie. I lied because I wanted to feel cool, and now I'm not, and my secret is out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the cover. It's not even just the pants. If you guys ever have a chance to look at this cover, McCrae looks very serious about her.
I mean, he is very serious about her in the book.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he was like, I'm about to go home and I'm about to go home and get my affairs in order, and I'm coming back. And hey, we might not be together, but I'm still coming back. So we could do this or we cannot do this.
but when he respectfully punched that man over her, that was the
Respectfully.
most respectful fight I'd ever read. I said, oh, okay.
I mean, it was a good, because I do like the conflict in it too, where it was like, I don't want to, like, I know you can take care of yourself. I don't want to overstep a boundary, but also he should not be talking about you that way. And somebody should have said something long before now.
Why was this whole town fine with Matt Ketchum just randomly calling her a whore in public whenever everybody was fine with it? Spring ain't done nothing to nobody.
I think it's specifically because Spring always handled it. And so it's that thing where they're like, oh, well, she can handle it. She's fine. And McCall is first, or McCroy is first one to be like, it doesn't matter if she can handle it. Nigga, shut up.
Appropriate. It took somebody coming in from the outside to say, hey, like, this ain't it. It's not gonna fly.
Mm-hmm.
And I like their communication.
Yes.
They talked everything through.
It was so good. This is a
It
good
was
book.
refreshing.
It's always, I don't know, I feel like it maybe I can always go pick a book that go back into her, especially if it's been a while since I've read it. Those are the best. If it's been years and years since I've read it and I go back into it, it's like different pockets of, oh yeah, moments. Oh, she was cooking on this scene right here. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a bunch of old characters, old friends come back to you. With this one, it doesn't feel super familiar because it doesn't have, it was 2021, which I know pandemic is fucked up everybody, but that wasn't super long ago. But it makes me happy because I'm like, there will be a time where I go back to this and be like, yeah, man, that's my shit. And I just want to see what she does next. I don't know. Is it my most favorite Beverly Jenkins book? No, but it's still really good. And that's only because she's written, one, so many books. Two, Topaz is always going to be my favorite. So.
Have I read that one? I feel like
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Indigo is the one it's like my go-to for her.
What is my go-to? I like a lot of her books. My go-to, Beverly Jenkins.
Ooh, you are thinking.
I am. Because I like I think my go-to one, because I like the pirate ones a lot.
You need to talk about the pirate ones more.
But now I gotta choose which one in pirates I like the most. I'm gonna go in general, just the Levesque family trilogy.
No,
it was trilogy. It was only 3 of them.
It's only 3 of them?
For the Levesque family, yes.
They show up different. They show up again, but like I think you're right. Like with this, the consistent thread or whatever.
Their main stories is just 3 books, but it's that thing that she does where the character will pop up in a different book somewhere far away.
There.
Yeah.
It is not uncommon to see a Levesque just be like, "Oh yeah, now you're here."
On the other side of the country. Because I swear I read one with the Levesque in Spain.
You probably did.
Not Spain, Mexico.
They're everywhere. That might have been one of the pirate books.
Yeah.
Because there's one pirate book that she does, and I think it's Captured. I could be wrong, and I'm open to being wrong. But she hints that the character had essay at one point when that he wasn't the person, of course, during his time being a prisoner. Captured, I think it was Captured, one of those. And the way she did it was very good, not grotesque, nothing like that, you know what I'm saying, but it also added another layer to her storytelling that I enjoy. With this book, I wouldn't put it as, I would recommend it for people who enjoy Beverly Jenkins books. I would not put it as the first Beverly Jenkins book you read. I'm one of those people that thinks that, at least for her, not all authors, but for her, if you want to like fully immerse yourself and become like, it sounds really pretentious, but like a well-read, or like, I'm not a historian of her, but just like a fan, start from go in chronological so that you can see how things change and develop with her and her style and her characters and what she focuses on, what she adds, what she takes out. I think for her, you have to start at the beginning. And I think the beginning was it Night Song or Nighthawk or one of those. because she does stuff like she'll go through a period where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this different. Like she had a couple of them where the guys, at the beginning of her books, the guys are like, they come into it with a bunch of carnal knowledge. They've been fucking. But she's done a few where they have not been fucking well. And the woman main interest has to be like, oh no, I need to show you something. Like, how can we have this conversation? They don't suck all the way through the first time, but the first times sometimes are awkward. And I like that she does that because I'm like, yeah.
It's realistic.
Exactly. Because what do you mean every man you write know how to fuck right away? What are you talking about?
Where are these men you speak of?
Ooh, and I think one of them, the first time she did it, I want to say is something called Love or something like Love or whatever. And he was like a widower. And I'm just like, when you think about it, his first wife, like
she didn't know no better.
She didn't know the better, and she never got to.
So sad.
She had one heroine who was a woman of the night, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, I would say read this one by her. Don't read it first. Who would you recommend this book for? Like if they're looking for something, what kind of mood would you recommend, I guess, to be in for this book?
I think if you're like me and you're watching like a lot of documentaries, like if you like finding your roots. Like I could see this as a story that Skip tells somebody on finding your roots. Like, yeah, your grandmother, she moves, she's out in the West and she's hauling in cattle and on her homestead, and then guess who shows up? Your city-fied grandfolks. You know how Skip talk.
I think that's actually a very, very good description. If you like finding your roots kind of things, I would say if you're looking for historical, but not the historical slut shamey parts,
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for historical, but I don't want her to be, oh no, this pure, beautiful virgin. Nah, she's just a regular person. And she finds romance.
Yeah. She finds romance. And it's lovely. I will also say one of the things that I learned in this book that I had to relearn and I highlighted was I didn't realize that in certain areas women could vote back then. And that was just this whole ploy to get people to go out west. Nobody want to live out there.
Territories.
In certain territories, people could vote, and then also, like a lot of people, depending on if it was based on land ownership too, because like if the way that women were able to vote back then on technicalities was being able to own land.
Fascinating shit. I would read a book or at least a blog if somebody did this. It's an idea. I don't feel like doing it. Different things they learned from Beverly Jenkins books, like different Black history facts.
Different things I learned from a Beverly Jenkins book.
Exactly. I remember being in high school reading these books, and I was like, "Wait, we were doing what? Like, what you mean, cow?" I don't think that I really knew about Black cowboys before. In fact,
I did.
I didn't. Yeah.
I did specifically because my dad really, really, really because the era my dad grew up in, like cowboy movies were like a big thing. And then when he learned like the truth about cowboys, he was like, what the heck? You mean there was niggas
this whole time?
And so he really got into them. So by proxy, I ended up learning a lot about cowboys because my daddy knew.
Everything I know about Black cowboys, I learned from Beverly Jenkins. I would wear that shirt unironically.
Oh no, I learned a lot about. So, and it might also just be because I'm from out west.
I think it's a regional.
It's also possibly regional because I learned a lot growing up about like the Black and Native and Mexican cowboys. And also we learned a lot about like Chinese rail workers and Chinatowns. Because like a lot of these places a lot of these places, especially out west, because of building the railroads and stuff, almost every city has a Chinatown.
Mm.
And like they would have whole economies and things would be good, except for when white people thought they were doing too good. And lo and behold, guess whose town got jacked up?
Yep. Guess what happened next?
But
We
one of the cool things that you would see though is you would see a lot of like a lot of economy things happening between different minority groups because we don't necessarily have this thing, but the Mexican town over has that thing. So we're used to going over there and being like, hey, you want to trade some stuff, and not being violent about it, but then the white people come and ruin everything.
Yeah, that's like wash, rinse, repeat.
Basically.
So my grandma had these, it was like I feel like she ordered it from like Ebony or Jet, but it was basically like a picture book of Black history. I keep saying I'm gonna find a copy on like eBay or something to have, but it was just basic different pictures, and so they had Black Cowboys in the book. Nat Love and Bill Pickett were like two of them that I specifically remember that picture of Nat Love being in that book. So yeah, that's how I learned Black history, was from looking through that book.
Now y'all got me interested in Black Cowboys. Every now and again, there's a guy in Detroit that just, is on his horse on the street. It's weird though,
Yeah.
because it's a residential.
Yeah,
And
I
it's a
feel like
city.
every Black neighborhood has like somebody with horses some way or another. Like, yeah, I've
Oh
encountered
yeah,
that
there's
before.
the was it the Compton Cowboys?
Compton Cowboys, but
Compton
no, I'm just
Cowboys,
saying,
yeah.
like in just a regular residential neighborhood, and you driving past your grandma's house and you see somebody on a horse.
Look at
Like
that horse.
look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse.
Look at that horse.
Yes. So yeah. I
So I
do
think,
want to go to Houston for rodeo. Like that's on my to-do list.
ooh, well, I don't know how things are gonna go here. So
Mm. I know, right? Probably should have went this year. We might not have our traveling papers next year.
I am still trying to figure out what all that shit is about. Apparently, I have to get something called a real ID. I don't know,
Oh my God.
but it's cool. I'm gonna get one, and then I'm gonna go on the plane, and I'm gonna read my Beverly Jenkins and not be here, but be there. Um, okay. So I think we're all agreed. It's so fun. I love that. I don't think we have had a book yet that we wouldn't. No, we have. Never mind. I was gonna say that I don't think we've ever reviewed a book that we wouldn't recommend to people, but
We've reviewed several.
we have. We have.
That's
I
the
won't.
fun. That's the fun of it.
That's the fun of it, but it's always gonna be. Beverly Jenkins is an instant buy for me. I would definitely recommend this book. Um, all right, so I want to wrap, but I also want to find out what you guys are reading right now. What are you reading?
I'll go first. So, this is a book I randomly saw on TikTok. Um, it was like a post about country music. Since we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
cowboys in the West, but it's set in Nashville. It's called Riffs and Refrains
Oh,
by Tiye, Tiye.
okay.
And so basically, it's about this girl whose grandfather dies, and he is at the funeral. She meets this talent manager from Nashville, who knew her grandfather. In some kind of way, he hears her sing, and she's engaged, but she decides to move to Nashville for the summer to really try and make her music thing happens. And that's where I'm at right now. She's in Nashville. They've decided that like they're not gonna cheat because we don't do infidelity and romance.
We don't do infidelity in romance.
I would
No.
really like people to remember that.
Yes. So I'm really interested to see how this shakes out. I'm like halfway through and she's still with the fiance. He's being an asshole right now. I think he's cheating on her. Um,
Of course,
so
yes.
yes. So yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Okay, be what you got.
Honestly, I haven't been reading a whole lot lately. The thing that I've been doing is I've been watching these damn Chinese vertical dramas. It's a lot of good mess. They're
Mhm.
so they're so convoluted and badly written sometimes. Some of them are good, but it's just sometimes it's just like I want drama that is harmless for me. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. So I watch telenovelas. Like I watched a 60 episode telenovela and I watched every single episode
Mm-hmm.
over like a week. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm right there with you. It's like hot people doing stuff. I literally don't want anything more than that in my shows right now.
Make it just give me drama, make it melodramatic. It's all I want. I just want melodrama and happiness.
Well, I am reading two different books. I started The Trees by Percival Everett. It's this murder mystery. I don't know that it's a super murder mystery, but it definitely the Mississippi Bureau comes to investigate this racialized murder in this place called Money, Mississippi. And Percival has such a sharp, I enjoy him. I'll say that. So I'm reading that. And I'm also reading, I don't want to say the title because I'm still I'm still not out of my shame. But I'm reading a KU dark romance.
Okay.
It is, you know what? Whatever. It's Dom by SJ Tilly. When I'm going into like a site of either overwhelmed, burnt out, depressed, or stressed, period, certain things I lean on, and it's the familiar. And so she writes these dark romances. There's a whole series with these possessive alpha holes, as they're called, but they're not really assholes. Actually, they're just creepy, creepily obsessed with their female main lead, and um, the women are always plus size, the men are always obsessive, and it's always ridiculous. But it takes me out for a minute. So that's what I'm reading. Those are the two things that I am reading at this time.
Just bought it. I'm probably also gonna read it because fuck it, why not?
Why not? Listen, I feel like I should have given you some warnings. Oh,
No, I know what I'm getting in. I know what I'm
Yeah.
about. I know what I'm about, son.
You know who you're getting your recommendation from.
Exactly. I know who I'm getting my
consider the
recommendation.
source.
I know I'm considering the source, and also I know what I'm about.
It's so funny because it is like literally the epitome of like, man, if this were a real life documentary or a show, I would not be for it. Would
I would be concerned about this heifer. Like, girl. Well, because the other one okay, so I cannot wait to talk about the other book that we chose for our pitch war. I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it a lot for several reasons.
Ooh.
Okay,
But
now you got me excited.
We'll get into it for that.
Surprise.
You want to know what? And I think it was also part of that. I just need some sort of drama that's what am I trying to say?
With
Drama.
vibes.
Yeah. I just need vibes and drama. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love vibes and drama.
Yeah.
All right. All right, people. We are coming to the end of the episode. Thank you for listening. Go out and get I was gonna call it spring rain, child. Wild rain by Beverly Jenkins. Get it from the store. Get it from the library. Go ahead, do what you want to do. It is when we are recording this, we are also at the end of National Library Week. So I don't know, go to a fucking library. Like,
Peace.
but
Get
if you
you a
listen
library card.
Get you a library card. The bitches are super easy to get. You can be online. You can be, I don't remember. I don't step into a physical library as often as I want, but I'm on Hoopla and I'm on Libby. I'm with the shits. So get with the shits.
I listened to Wild Rain on Hoopla, and then I had the ebook on Libby. So yeah. Like,
that's exactly what I did.
Support your local libraries, por favor. Support more than one.
Yeah, if you can.
I will say, I feel like libraries now, they don't do the segregation anymore like the bookstores used to. I was going to say, at least you can still find an African American section in the library, but I think I'm remembering.
No, you can.
Oh, good. You can find an African American literature section in the library. You can't find it at the Barnes and Noble or the Books A Million.
They don't let you have that there.
Did I send y'all the post? Somebody did a TikTok about that. Yeah. Like the good old days.
The good old days. So there was a TikTok post about it where, back in the day, you used to be able to go, like, if you wanted to find Black people, there would be a whole heading for them.
And it was all the Black people. So it was like Terry McMillan, Beverly Jenkins, W.E.B. Du Bois, like every book by a Black person ever.
Right there.
One section of books.
And we did not appreciate what we had when we had it. Because now it's like, oh, these books are big on TikTok. I said, okay, am I interested? Kind of. But also, where are the Blacks?
Right, because the Black people are never big on TikTok. Like this.
Where are the niggas at?
I'm looking for the hood niggas.
I'm looking for the hood.
And they are never the most popular books on TikTok. Ever.
But if you go to the library, they'll tell you where the Blacks at. Be like, it's over there. I remember back in the day, they used to have it.
We have the Blacks.
They used to put like the continent of Africa on a sticker on the Black people.
Oh my God. It was like the Pan Africa, like in the that Pan Africa is like red, yellow, and green. Yes. I feel like they still have that. Did they stop?
They might.
Is that DEI now?
Oh Lord, I don't want to know. Libraries, don't listen to them.
I gotta go to the library now and look for that sticker. I swear to God, if I find it, I'm gonna take a picture of it.
I need you to, because that sticker was everything.
It was.
I gotta get one from my house. Oh my God.
Just put it on the door.
I swear to God, if you do that on your bookshelf, I need you to take so many pictures and videos. Like,
I gotta track it down now. Oh my God.
All right. So where can the people find you?
I am on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky at trusttiffany.org. And not .org. I am not a corporation or a government entity.
Are you sure? Trusttiffany.gov.
I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Yeah, at Trust Tiffany, and then I'm also on YouTube.
Which I am going to subscribe. D, where can the people find you?
You can find me everywhere I'm at on the internet from my card, nanicoolj.carrd.co.
All right, and you can find me on Mel's Crowded Bookshelf. I'm trying to get that on and popping. So let's just look for me on Mel's Crowded Bookshelf on Blue Skis and the Threads. Both of them bitches. Woo. All right, everybody, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or if you're listening to this randomly at like 3 a.m., I hope we helped you go back to sleep. Pretend that you wake up and you listen to this for real. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Kincaid, and Jules. Check us out over at Patreon